Hello, and welcome to Did You Know Gaming Extra. Today, we're going to be talking about obscure versions of games. Limited releases and special editions of games are nothing new, and thanks to the internet, recent special editions of games are fairly well documented. Due to a lack of freely available documentation, however, special editions of many retro titles have fallen into obscurity. In the 1980s, Nintendo released a series of multiplayer versus arcade machines, with special variations of popular titles within their library of games. These included Versus Excitebike, Versus Pinball, and Versus Tennis. Perhaps the rarest of these machines, however, was an obscure spin-off of their Versus Stroke and Match golf arcade game, titled Versus Ladies Golf. It seems the only difference in Ladies Golf is that Nintendo swapped out the male golfer's sprite with that of a female one. Despite Nintendo's efforts, there seemed to be very little interest in the game. Versus Ladies Golf was reportedly very unsuccessful at the time, which contributed to its extreme rarity. This wouldn't be Nintendo's only rare arcade machine, with cabinets of Punch-Out and Super Punch-Out also proving to be quite elusive. The reason for this is due to the way the game functioned in arcades, featuring a double-screen setup. These cabinets follow the same specifications for Nintendo's Play Choice 10 machines, which would feature instructions on one screen and gameplay on the other. Nintendo sold a conversion kit to help arcade operators convert these old Punch-Out series machines into Play Choice 10 cabinets. Since these modified cabinets could store up to 10 games, they would likely draw more players. This led to many Punch-Out cabinets being converted to increase profits, and also resulted in Punch-Out and Super Punch-Out machines being significantly harder to find. Nintendo was quite open to the idea of special editions back in the 80s and early 90s. In 1986, they even helped release a special edition of Super Mario Bros., which was exclusively given out to contest winners of the Japanese radio show All Night Nippon. Instead of being published by Nintendo, it seems to have been published by Fuji Television, who owned the station that broadcasts the show. The game was essentially a remixed version of the original Super Mario Bros., but it also included some elements from the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2, which is known as the Lost Levels in the West. Some of the game's visuals were modified to resemble celebrities from the All Night Nippon show and the Nippon Broadcasting System radio station. And for today's random trivia, let's talk about Guitar Hero 3. The game included the chart-topping hit Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses, which was added to the game after frontman Axl Rose made a deal with Activision. The deal included a promise from Activision that the game would feature no reference to ex-Guns N' Roses guitarist Slash. Activision not only featured Slash prominently in the game and its promotional material, but also included Slash's post-Guns N' Roses band, Velvet Revolver. After Axl Rose learned of this breach in agreement, he attempted to sue Activision for $20 million, but did so too late. Rose's filing was made in November of 2010, over 3 years after the game's release in 2007. This resulted in his claims being dismissed in court. Commenting on the late filing in his deposition, Rose stated, "The reason I did not file a lawsuit is because Activision offered me a separate video game and other business proposals worth millions of dollars to resolve and settle my claims relating to Guitar Hero 3. From December 2007 through November 2010, Activision was offering me a Guns N' Roses dedicated video game. If an oral contract is broken, it's only possible to file for a lawsuit within 2 years of the incident that broke the agreement." And since it had been 3 years since his agreement with Activision, Rose had no grounds to sue. That's all for today, but if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll give it a like, and why not stick around by subscribing to see the multiple videos that we release every week. Just so you guys know, our kitten, Zool, was a little bugger during this entire recording.